So hello and welcome to another episode of Old Bloke Gaming. Today we're going to be looking at, maybe the thumbnails are a little bit misleading, but it's actually not. It's just very slow. So what I'm going to be showing you today is we've now been testing this. The missus and I have been testing this every day for the last couple of weeks, and I'm ready now to call that this is a profitable quest for new players. So if you're a free-to-play player, you can absolutely make money on this quest. You can make ped. You're not going to make it super fast, but you will make it. So what you want to do is you want to come to this Panalayan hunter Jameson. You take his quest, and he asks you to take out 18 Panalayan. And what you're going to get for this is 1.5 ped. Now, using the Initiate's Labor Carbine, what it's going to take you is it's going to take you somewhere between 5 to 6 ped each time to kill it. You're going to get somewhere around, probably around 90% return. And then you're going to get 1.5 ped of ammo on top of it. Then I'm also going to show you a way to get an additional 6.5 and 7 ped occasionally. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get this one, and I'll just run through it now. We'll restart. We'll reset. Let me just reset this and run. Start run, and I will just chuck on the initiates. Alright, and so yeah, basically this quest, it's not the fastest quest with the initiate rifle, but as I said, if you basically judge that you're going to get on average somewhere around 90%, right? So you're going to get somewhere around 90% return on average, in general, and then 90% of like 5.5 to 6 ped is I haven't done the maths, but it's definitely less than 1.5, which you're going to get from the ammo. And then, as I said, if you look at what the missus and I have been getting, just give me a second, I'll call it up again. Too many windows open, this one. So what we've been doing is we've been getting, actually been getting pretty lucky with the returns. Frankly, I mean, the miss has been getting about is currently at 93.75%. I'm at 106%. But oh, one Bennett pulled a lot of what's happening here. Ugh. Actually, I might just restart this one because I've got like 3 different on me, and they're all taking damage. So I guess somebody else has been shooting these. This is just weird. Anyway, let me finish these off and then we'll start again. That's weird. Did somebody just run these into me when I wasn't paying attention? I got that kill. Okay. It's probably going to be a really bad example. You got to be paying attention, especially if you stood right in the middle of all these bloody things. Anyway, so yeah, as I said, over time, even just from doing this basic quest, you're going to make ped. Then there's also the arms dealer quest that the guy just at the top of the platform there gives you, and it'll probably take you a couple of weeks to clear that arms dealer quest, but when you do, you trade in 9 peds worth of animal oil residue, and you get a gun worth 15.5 ped, which is a net gain of 6.5 ped just for completing that quest. The next one you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do Dr. Tyler. So let me just call that one up. I do actually have it now. So Dr. Byler, sorry. panel ion control, so we'll track that one as well. Just let me ditch that one for now. Oh, I need to move. I've got too many of these things around me. So you can see here you get points samples by killing panel ions. Now killing these little ones is not going to give you many. I'm also doing a different quest, so I'm advancing through it faster. But basically this has a 4-day cooldown, and then when you complete it you get a creature control pill worth 7 ped, which actually you can sell it at the moment for around 8 ped. That's what I've seen it on the market value says 8 ped, so if you put it on the auction house you might get lucky and sell it for 8. But even worst case, 7 ped as TT. You know, so you're getting 7 ped every, I would say, roughly 2 weeks. And then for the arms dealer, I think the cooldown on it is 2 weeks, and then it'll probably take you a week to do. So you're going to be getting an additional 6.5 ped every probably, you know, 2-3 weeks, I would say, maybe a little bit more. So basically, I don't see how you lose money on this quest, on this a selection of quests. I think you have to make money on it, and obviously that is a great position for a new player to be in. Now there's also the there's another quest here, which is, oh, I didn't pick it up before I started this. Let me just go get it in a second. Let me see if I can get away from these without pulling another one. Hey. There's tons of these things kicking around. But there's also a quest that gives you, I think it's combat reflexes. If you come talk to this weird looking thing over here, it's over this one. So that's the one in red over there is the one that gives the sweating quest. So you can swant these if you really want to take your time over it. What I usually do is I usually have all the quests active and then just run down here and pick off some of these one by one. I usually don't stand right on the edge like I was there. I usually do it from about here, which is a bit safer. So I don't know what happened with those early ones, so I'm not entirely sure, because I certainly didn't. I must have done damage to them somehow. But anyway, I didn't think I'd done that much damage to them, but I guess I did. It was also unreachable, so maybe I switched targets. But anyway, I'm going to just finish these off, and then I'll add it into the spreadsheet. But you can see here, even at 44%, we're only down 2 ped, and we're nearly, we're 2/3 of the way through. So assuming we get a reasonable return from one of these at some point, again, we should be around break even. But we've been doing it, as I said, we've been doing it over a few days, and we do have these returns. So this is 15 days for me, so it's 2 weeks for me and about nearly 2 weeks for the missus. And net, I'm at 31 with one gun, and net the missus is at 13 with one gun. Now I obviously have the ring, which is giving me extra crit as well. I don't know how much bonus that's giving me, but obviously it's giving me some. And the missus doesn't. She's just in. And you see no armor. You don't need armor to do this quest. So I'm actually pretty excited. This is the first thing that I would say is genuinely a sustainable set of quests. I'm going to do another guide in the not too distant future, and any new player, I would say, if you're free to play, get yourself to Cyrene. Because TT, this is coming out ahead. This is also TT. And I also want to show you that I am not... so in here, I actually have everything set to... I have all of the loots set to 100%. I don't even have 101% on the shrapnel. So this is literally pure TT. Which, obviously, again, if you're getting 101 for... if you're getting 101 for the shrapnel, that's already an additional that you'll be getting on most of this. So totally worth it. Totally going to be taking you in the right direction. And then the key is to decide what to do with the net gain that you're getting. You know, do you want to try your hand at buying and selling? Do you want to try your, so if you're getting that return once every 2 weeks, it's like, do you want to be buying a, Calypso land deed so you can get an additional 0.02 per week? They're the decisions that you need to be making once you're actually generating some PED. And I personally would if I'm an active player, you buy and sell. If you're not so active, then what you want to be doing is you want to be getting some land deeds. But yeah, this is definitely shown up to be a really good quest, and definitely a positive everyday step. What I will do is I'll just show you the so the Dr. Byler, this has not worked out. I think it's to do with that weird start. It's typical, just because I wanted to show you that I have this weird start. But the Dr. Byler quest is from up here in the artificial archipelago teleporter, which you're going to need for the biome Cyrene Ranger anyway. So just go up and grab that one. It was just not good today. But I think it was to do with that really bad start. But even so, I'm going to put the stats in. But let me just show you where the other quests are. So this is where you get the kill 18 Panaleans, and you can do that daily. Then over here, this is the guy who gives you the arms quest. That he has a 2-week cooldown, and the quest will probably take you a week to 2 weeks to do. So I would say 6.5 PED once a month at least. And then the final one that you're going to want to be doing for the actual PED value is over here at the artificial archipelago. Somebody tell me how to pronounce that word. And you want to be going to this person over here, this dude, and this dude will give you those quests. So this is Dr. Byler, and he will give you these quests here. And as I said, when you complete this quest here, what you will get is a creature pill, which I will just show you now. So over in the storage terminal, I have one at the moment. So these creature control capsule Panalean, and they're worth 7 PED. And as you can see, market value, there you get about 120%, which is the 8 PED, I guess. So you can get, if you're patient, you can get 8 PED. If you TT it, you get 7. Okay, so that is your sustainable. And what you do with your little bit of extra, whether you save it, whether you do some buying and selling of sweat or ammo or whatever it is you want to buy and sell. My cat just putting in an appearance. But I definitely recommend, if you are free to play, you get yourself over to Cyrene. Downside to Cyrene is the market is absolutely not as buoyant. Clearly there's much more of a market on Cali, but to be quite frank, if TT is net positive, then it really doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. If you can get a net positive on TT, even though it's not a huge amount, as I said, 30 PED over 2 weeks is not too bad. Obviously, if you want to be playing for longer, as you saw, that was not a particularly long session. But the flip side of not having a long session is you can actually do it every day very quickly and crank it out. So I'm just going to put today's results. As I said, I think today was a little bit skewed, but I'm going to put it in anyway, because even at minus 1.37, I'm still on 30 after 16 days. Yeah. And if we just take out the gun, you're still talking about 24, 20, you're still talking about 24. So I'm going to keep this going. I will do another report on this probably in another couple of weeks, just to check in again and see where we are, maybe with another Dr. Byler. I mean, actually, the Dr. Byler probably came in around here, I want to say, for me, but that's because I'm cranking through and killing others. But my wife won't be doing that, so she's just started it. I forgot to get it set up here, so she's just started it, so hopefully we'll be able to track how many days. I think she started it yesterday, so maybe start tracking how many days it takes to clear. But as I said, even at say 90% of an average of 6, so that times 0.1, so you're losing 0.6 ped on average every day and gaining 1.5. So you should be on average gaining about 0.9 a day. And yeah, pretty much works out like, I said mine's been a bit better than that, but I've had a couple of pretty lucky days. I had a couple of pretty big hit days. I started off with a 200 on day one. The missus started off with a 200 on day one as well, but she's had some lower days since. So as I said, it's always going to average out. So you don't want to quickly burn through it just in case you run out of ped. But you gotta start doing this quest. You've just got to start doing it. If you're free to play, get yourself to Cyrene, get yourself on this quest chain, and start making ped. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Sustainable quest found. Come to Cyrene, make some ped. Not going to get rich in a hurry, but if you got patience, which this game requires you to have anyway, you will move in a positive direction by just doing this quest every day. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please let me know in the comments below and by liking and subscribing. I will see you guys in another episode soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.